Boy Dell with OPP. I have Miss Vida here on the couch with me. This is an honor.
Hi.
Miss Vida doesn't know, but I've been trying to get in touch on like Camden grown, right?
Yeah. Well, really, I moved to Camden at the age of 13.
Oh.
I'm actually from Pensacola. That it looks. Now they're saying Camden is coming back. But if you look at the development plan that the county commissioners and that Mayor Victor Carstarphen is doing, he's only doing county land, see?
Yeah.
So I definitely got a problem with the mayor. He's never lived in Camden. I mean, that disgusting house had a tree growing out of it. He just put windows in it 3 months ago. There was no windows. The birds would fly out. Now, who in their right mind believed that this man lived there? When I did Vic Don't Live There, he didn't live there then, and he don't live there now. He live in Cinnamon. You know, I just told about Mr. Barclay bringing women into city council chambers. You got people running around there that haven't been searched at nighttime, 11:30, 12 o'clock night, with a woman. What are you doing up in there on them ungodly hours? See, we have a lot of programs in the public school district that can address what's going on in the community. These people here ain't got a clue. They're from Philly, most of them. They from New York. They don't live here. You know, they come straight off of 76, just like you see them do at Campbell's place and Holtec and all these companies that they brought here that's polluting the air.
And then so yo, it's your boy Dell with OPP. I have Miss Vida here on the couch with me. This is an honor.
Hi.
Miss Vida doesn't know, but I've been trying to get in touch with you for like a good 7 to 8 months. I happened to just run into you that time downtown, being downtown. I was with my cousin Reese, and he was like, "That's Vida." I was like, "That's Miss Vida." I said, "I've been watching her on social media for a minute."
Thank you.
I'm glad that I finally got you here. I don't want to say a fan, but I definitely admire what you do.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Definitely a supporter. I watch. You shed light on a lot of things that a lot of people are afraid to.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. You are like a huge advocate for education.
Yes.
And you are like Camden grown, right?
Yeah. Well, really, I moved to Camden at the age of 13.
Oh.
I'm actually from Pensacola.
Oh, okay.
A part of Pensacola is called Saddletown, where blacks live, and our land was stolen by the colonizers.
Yes.
Which that's another fight I got on my hands.
Is that land stolen by the Coopers?
No, it was stolen by Les Rogers.
Oh,
That
okay.
library on 130 is named after him and his family.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, it's always one of them. You know, even back then, I can remember my parents counting change and saving cash for taxes. You know, we had farmland. So yeah, I had a good life too. My mom and father split up, and I moved to Camden. I didn't know what a roach was, a food stamp. I was wearing Farmer Joe jeans with the running home from Working Village every day.
Fairview?
Working Village, Centerville, Fairview, Centerville.
Fairview. Okay.
Everybody else was boxing. I was wrestling.
Okay.
They had to learn the hard way.
Okay.
But God put me in this position to advocate for my people. I was worked for the city for years, and I was the first woman in 4 departments that worked for the city, and the only woman for 10 years. I had to sue them and advocate, you know, to open up those doors
Okay.
to hire women. And most of these disgusting people that are in politics were my bosses back then, you know. And I didn't listen to them then, and I don't listen to them now, because a liar's a liar, you know. But education. That's my forte.
When you say on education, you know, you really know your law. How important is it, you know, knowing your law? You know, people think that they know what's right or wrong, but that doesn't mean anything based on what you feel is about knowing your law.
No, if you don't know the law, then you don't know what you're talking about. See, because the laws varies from state to state. Where in like Pennsylvania is a commonwealth. You know, we're not a commonwealth. You know, and you have different ways. You could have a town, a borough, a city, you know, and there's laws that tell you, like, if you live in a borough or a town, then you are the target for the people, because that town is going to function off the, not tax dollars only, but the police department pays a big part in fines and things of that nature. So living in Camden, everything has just went to crap, you know. That's why the place looks the way that it looks. Now they're saying Camden is coming back. But if you look at the development plan that the county commissioners and that Mayor Victor Carstarphen is doing, he's only doing county land, see? The roads that they're fixing, you know, 27th Street, Federal Street, Haddon Avenue, Mount Ephraim Avenue, Kane Avenue, Broadway. See, that's county streets. So when you go into a city like Camden, you have your interstate, 676, I-95. That's state property, you know. And then you have your county roads, which I just named.
Yes.
Now you talk about where we live at, Carmel Boulevard, Spruce Street, Walnut Street, Cherry Street, Division Street, Pine Street. They are your city streets. And he's not doing anything. So that is called the infrastructure of our city. Where we live at is the infrastructure, and which he's not touching. The infrastructure that he is touching is currently owned by people that are legal. You know?
Like Waterfront South, that area.
No, Waterfront South, they're not doing that. When you talk about North Camden, Kramer Hill, okay, and East Camden. Now, East Camden, right now, you only supposed to pay 3% taxes. Y'all hear that? Them Dominican stores and all them stores, 3% taxes only. Because the empowerment zone area, see? They did the same thing to Atlantic City when they put all the casinos down here. People in Atlantic City couldn't get jobs. And I was like, why is all the people in Atlantic City in the welfare line? Well,
that was like, what, 2008, 2009? During that time, yeah.
They give you like $15,000 to hire people out of that city. See? So they are using that in the East Camden area right now in Camden.
Wow.
I'm like, wait a minute, that's 3% taxes.
Wow.
Yeah, but the stores ain't going to charge you 3% taxes. They're going to charge you 7 cents on the dollar. Because they put laws in place, but then they don't make sure the laws are followed for the people. You know, I think what the mayor's doing right now is very disgusting. Because anytime you don't look out for your people, but then you have to see that he don't really care for black people.
When you say what he's doing specifically, are you talking about as far as building and what he's doing as far as moving people from their homes and how they're losing their homes? I know a big thing is there's a lot of empty lots in the city, and people are trying to get a hold of those ones with the municipal liens, tax liens, and they're not giving them up.
The lots started with Dana Red. See, lots start by like, let me just show you this example. I'm coming down the street one day, Jackson Street. There's a terrible fire in the 1200 block of Jackson Street. 3 weeks later, there's a terrible fire in the 1200 block of Sheridan Street. See, you have created a lot. It's still there to the day. That shows blight. And blight shows redevelopment. See, they could come in and redevelop. So all these lots are here for a reason. See, when they start taking these houses through eminent domain, it's going to be horrible. It's going to be horrible. Right now, Section 8 vouchers and HUD, people are being asked to pay the market value. Right now, Camden Housing Authority been putting people out, and not just Camden Housing Authority. You have to look at your privately owned complexes. So you got like Ivy Hill, you got Lakeshore Drive apartments, you got those disgusting apartments out there, All American Garden in Centerville that should have been tore down. You got formerly Crestberry, it's a community, some kind of crap out there. You got Beacon Place. All these places are privately owned, and they accept HUD. And HUD does not travel. Once whoever owns it says we no longer want HUD, then there's no HUD. So October the 4th is when the letters start coming out in reference to the Section 8. If you've been on it for 2 years, you're done. Now you got people still sitting home. Everything is everything. Where you gonna go? See, because in breaking down the black family, what they done 25 to 30 years ago. See, I remember when the Whitman Park area. I'm not going to call it Pollock Town because that's so ghetto. You have Whitman Park. You have Liberty Park. So Liberty Park is the other side of Mount Ephraim Avenue. Yeah. Whitman Park is this side of Mount Ephraim Avenue. See, it's a teaching lesson because most people don't know. and most of the Polish people lived in the Whitman Park section.
Yes.
You could get a house for $500 a month. You know, back then we was leaving the project. Get you a man with a job. Boom, get this house, right? So now today, the same houses are going for $2,000, $2,200 a month in rent.
Yeah.
You know, so my thing with the mayor is, if you don't help your people out, my people come first. Before anything, my children, God, my children, and my people. That's how I live my life. I don't even have to know you. If you need something, I'm going to try to help you the best way. Even if it means I have to come out of my pocket or go in my refrigerator. Because we have to get back to that. Living and loving on each other and not hurting each other. You know?
Yeah.
So I definitely got a problem with the mayor. He's never lived in Camden. I mean, that disgusting house had a tree growing out of it. He just put windows in it 3 months ago. There was no windows. The birds would fly out. Now, who in their right mind believed that this man lived there? When I did Vic Don't Live There, he didn't live there then, and he don't live there now. He live in Cinnamon.
Wow.
I'm going to tell you where he lives. And that disgusting city council, they don't live here. You know, I just told about Mr. Barclay bringing women into city council chambers. Not even city council chambers. It was the sixth floor, which is the county commissioner. That's why I say data breach. You got people running around there that haven't been searched at nighttime, 11:30, 12 o'clock night, with a woman. What are you doing up in there on them ungodly hours? What are you doing? We know exactly what you're doing. You know, and I want him to know that I know. As soon as I reported it, he ran over there and got in the girl face that he took up in there.
Oh, man.
Oh, yes, most definitely. Yeah.
So is he being under investigation now?
He's always under investigation. I mean, what hasn't the man done? You know, when I told back in about 8 years ago when he beat up the girl.
Oh, yeah.
And I used the black gorilla, you know, and put all kinds of white surgical tape on it and knife in his hand. And everything that I put there was there for a reason. Because he took one, allegedly, and cut himself with a knife and tried to say she did it. Now, what man does that? After you done beat up on her, and then you turn around here and then ran the poor lady over. But see, that's oxymoron, because all y'all is in with Cooper Hospital, and they take the junkies and put them in the parking lot of that facility. They don't even give them a chair to sit in. Okay, we got your Medicaid number. Going outside, okay? And she was laying on the ground, and he ran her over. All right? Now, somebody who wasn't even supposed to be driving. And I want to say to the audience that Arthur Barclay is the vice president of City Council. And there's only one law that he's made since he's been the vice president. And that's to pay for his legal fees. Yeah, the citizens pay for his legal fees every time he gets in trouble. So in order to include Dana Red, they went back and changed that legislation and put the word former in it. So if I get in trouble, they're going to pay for mine too, because I'm a former employee. Yes, former employees, you can fight the city. They pay for their stuff. You get in trouble, they have to pay for your attorney as well.
Have you tried running for any offices in the education?
Well, yeah, earlier I ran for the school board, and I also ran for city council.
And what happened?
I lost.
I mean, but
I didn't expect to win.
You didn't expect to win?
Hell no. I mean, my aunt she's down over there with the election committee. I mean, it's all rigged. Everything is rigged. Your vote ain't always your voice. You hear what I'm saying? They come with 50 trash bags of mail-in ballots that came from nowhere. They're supposed to be in the building, and, you know, they got this piece of wood. And how you get positioned, they put a piece of wood in a box and shake it up, all old Woody. But old Woody always give them the first column. Oh, you just don't know the tricks that's made. Yo. So I realize the work that I do with my people, I don't need a title. The people have given me a title. You hear me? And God has given me a title. He put me on this mission, you know? And he told me, you're going to save my children. And whatever it comes down to, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing as long as there's a kid out there who don't have a kid that reaches out to me.
Aaron was just here. He was just talking about, you know, how a lot of people are being laid off in the school board system because they had jobs that weren't titles that really weren't needed. As you know, Aaron ran. He's going to run next year again. And he ran. He said the same thing. He got the amount of votes that he needed to be on the school board member, but they went with someone else. So like he says, I didn't lose. I got my 1,500 votes, which is what you needed.
No, he did, but he's a do-gooder. They don't want nobody that's going to do good. Mm-hmm. They want somebody that's going to fleece, take, rob, and whatever. Mm-hmm. See, the current school board members, most of them don't live in the city, and they're supposed to be city residents. They don't live in the city. And the mayor has taken people like, okay, you have Camacho. Well, he's over housing. What's he doing on the school board? Then you got Wanda Garcia, who could barely read and write the English language. Hola, mommy. Oh, no. She can barely read and write. Okay, dumb as door. She on the school board, right? A few other ones. The lady with the wig that really live over Philly and come over here. They think they slick, but I want them to know that everything you do, I'm up on you. See, and when I go and say it. Oh, they ain't doing nothing to her. No, because I know what you're doing, and it's a shame that you use these tricks. And the only people that suffering is kids. The only thing our children have to do in Camden is open gym. Mm-hmm. So the kids that don't want to be in the gangs, that's looking for somewhere to go to the open gym. And then the rest of them is, what is it, YNs, YWs, they got all kind of gangs in there. They in Fairview, they in Centerville, then you got MS-13 out East Camden. Mm-hmm. They deal with child trafficking. Mm-hmm. We always see kids missing, but we never know what they found. Do they ever tell us that these children are found? No, you don't know that. You don't know that. So it's so much going on in Camden, crooked stuff, that is not the norm. And if you go to a normal town, you'd be like, oh man, it's so boring to me. I couldn't live out here in Sicklerville. See, I can't look out my door and see Johnny running down the street because he hit the pipe wrong. Those are the things that, you don't want them in your community. Mm-hmm. We got these colonizers running around in our community. They sleep in your backyard. When they first came here, they was all walking. Now they all got e-bikes and scooters. We're going to have a take-back day. If your child's scooter was missing, look for the colonizers, because there's somebody who got it. They steal everything. I'll never forget, I had this barbecue grill. It was so big, man. And I'm in the bathroom, and I look out the window, and they putting the grill on the back of the truck to go sell it. Yeah, I couldn't catch them. Yeah. I mean, you can't have nothing. Even if you take a chain and chain this stuff down, they'll cut the whole section of the fence out and take the chain, the bike, and everything. But he don't talk about none of this. The things that happen to us in our community. Mm-hmm. What we have to deal with every day with these colonizers. And now they're building a rehab just for them. Ain't no black folk getting in that rehab. Because George said his people coming back. No, they already here. Yeah. He just has to clean them up. See? So everything that they do, and wait until they find out who owned most of the house in Parkside. Oh, Lord have mercy. Because I'm telling you, Parkside was a gated community. It's going to continue to be a gated community. It's just we're not going to be here. We're not going to be here. Now, when it comes down to education, our current superintendent, active superintendent, is Vida Brockington. She was formerly, still is, the principal of a creative arts school. Mm-hmm. I've known her for years. She's here as interim into the new coming superintendent comes, and she's dealing with a lot of issues, a lot of things that I want to correct. Because you got activists out here screaming, we got $93 million. No, baby. If you know anything about a budget, that was last year's budget. Mm-hmm. We ain't $93 million in debt. Please stop telling people that. Mm-hmm. Like, we're going to be $93 million in debt every year. No, right now, we don't owe nobody nothing. We got straight cash. But how many people know that 55% of the public school budget goes to these other schools? And your boy didn't fail in schools. They failed in New Orleans. They failed in Philadelphia. They failed in New York. And when they brought them here, they were failing. They have parents sign off on the IEPs, which is an independent learning plan. Your child might have, something going on. They convince the parents they don't need them and sign off on them. See, the public school district is definitely going to be needed, because we're going to wind up with the children have disciplinary problems. The children have IEPs for many reasons, the whole spectrum. Mm-hmm. They're taking our biggest and brightest, and not saying that the other children are not bright, But the children that they don't want to take is the ones with the disciplinary
Well,
problems.
I'll hold you right. I think a lot of the IEPs are coming in because pretty much if a kid, because I work in the school system as well, and if a kid can't read or if they feel like it's not up to a certain standard, they're rushing for IEPs to try to get extra funding or whatever.
Social Security.
Yeah, Social Security as well. But they can also ask for additional resources. Like if this kid needs a 1-to-1, all right, well, 1-to-1 going to cost you $80,000 to $100,000 a year.
Yes.
And if, for instance, in Camden, if you don't have those resources, then they got to send your child out of district to get those resources.
No,
That's the law, though.
No.
Or they got to bring
Camden
it back.
can't give them what they have. But see, the parents have to fight for the money.
They had to fight for it.
First of all, you got the October the 15th to get your kids out of them disgusting schools and then get them back into the public school where they're going to get some services at, okay? Because the money travels with the kids up into October the 15th, okay? Now, 55% of our public school budget goes to support them. How many people knew that? 55%, more than half of our money goes to them, okay? So you wonder why your public schools don't have this and don't have that. Now, as far as the people that got laid off, Lord have mercy, the FOCs, Family Operational Coordinators, that ain't even a state title. This is some title that Payman Hannaford made up. He said he wanted to be able to give women in Camden make $60,000 with just a high school diploma. Okay? So that little made up title, no, the state's not going for that. See, first of all, the state BOE is responsible for anything that's happened in Camden education for the last 25 years. So stop blaming community people, and they want to come after community people job. But when we came back from the doggone COVID, most of the people in the administration was Caucasian. Why you ain't talking about their salary? Huh? Where did they come from? That's what I want to know. You know, you had drill trainer there that was with the special ed department, and she broke off, took most of our people, and started her own business. See, you got to watch what they do, because they capitalize on us. Listen, sick people and poor people and black people is a business, because funding comes in. And you always have your vultures, your Seahawks coming around to take the money. What's being denied in Camden right now is the youth. And the mayor want to give you the 52 fake out with the basketball. And we playing basketball. Well, let me tell you something about them. His best friend, Denny Brown, who is up there in City Hall, did that movie, Chase Street. And in the movie Chase Street, the basketball player became what? He became the coach, right?
Yeah.
And then he became what after the coach?
The mayor.
Yeah. I rest my case. Yes, they're doing a movie on us.
You talking about Chase Street?
Yeah.
I mean, Chase Street was about different parts of Camden. You know, as far as,
it was about the cops putting the drugs on the street.
Putting the drugs on the street, and they reenact the situation in North Camden with the shooting of the Rutgers student. They reenact. They try to. I mean,
one part of Chase Street I was in. Not me physically,
but it had nothing.
Something happened to me that I was involved in, and yeah, that movie. Because I know the cops was putting everything out. You know, it's putting everything out. You know, like they still and probably always do in Camden. You know, but he talking about Camden coming back. Do you know we got 3,000 people in Camden that don't have water? Let's talk about my friend Kevin Barfield, who is the head of Camden Clean Air, which is an organization that came about because of all the pollutants and the EMR and all this stuff. Now, these poor people, who my friend here is who lives down in Waterfront South, they don't even have a chance. When that smoke and stuff come in their house, they got to throw away sheets and pillowcases and bedding and wash the walls or paint. And he the one and took $6-something million and ain't bought some mulch. That's what he bought, mulch. But first of all, every park in the city, you know why he had to do the parks? They are contaminated. Yeah. Every park in the city of Camden is contaminated. So what do you guys do? Go and contaminate them further by putting down the turf that everybody else is suing over. Y'all put in the community. Everything is temporary. Everything is just for looks. But nothing is for the people with this guy. Okay? He is the worst mayor. And I tell you, I can go down that wall and tell you something about every last one of them mayors. But this guy here, he is the worst mayor that I have ever seen in my life.
Really?
Yeah, he don't do nothing for his people. Anything that he do for us, let me tell you what they do for us. When they first started, they want to put the little, have the cops in the neighborhood with the hamburgers and hot dogs. Every time there was a murder, here they come with hot dogs, hamburgers, and Mr. Softy truck. Come on now, I ain't lying. This is what they did. This is what they was doing to try to keep crowd control, an uprising down. And they use certain activists, while I'm talking about taking a pedophile off the school board, somebody else talking about they ain't hire people in Camden. Don't try to change the narrative on me, because I'm going to still be me, and I'm going to get my point across. I told them in 2016 that that man had been touching on little girls.
I agree. I don't understand what took them so long to get him off. I don't understand.
He the gatekeeper. Wasim Muhammad actually is the person that has control over the gateway. And the gateway is from the underpass near Cooper Hospital down Hatton Avenue. They are building something called the Medical Mile, which is going to be medical buildings. Coriel is getting ready to start being built. Okay? All the way down Hatton Avenue. So that's what I'm saying. These people, they got them playing ball with them. They don't know. Most of y'all that have businesses are in rental property. They gonna come through there. I'm telling you.
Take the businesses and take everything. Yeah.
You see the stadium they're building?
Oh yeah.
Can't know how I feel. You can kiss that goodbye. That's when they're gonna uprise. When they go, take care of how I feel. Yeah, he gonna put condos on there. We never owned the field. The county owns the field. And you got people fighting, trying to upgrade. Well, you upgrade something they gonna take from us.
So do you think, basically, would you say he's just following orders from Norcross, or that's just speculation?
Most definitely. He wants a fully educational system that's all charter. We got 19 schools left, and they coming for them.
That's a good question. So, speaking of charter schools, do you think charter schools are more efficient than the public school district? Great. And can you elaborate why? Because I used to work for a charter school, and I always felt like charter schools, all they do is manipulate their data to look good for funding.
They have children testing, retesting. If they have a smart student, he might take tests for everybody in the classroom. And when the state first brought these schools here, they had told us that they were going to give them background checks, and they only did background checks on 275 people. It's the same way with the principal at that school that was inside of virtual hospital, Freedom Prep.
Okay.
Now this joker that stole glasses out the Cherry Hill Mall, he done all this stuff. So now I'm sitting here watching TV one night, and they was talking about the people time down here, running around peeking at women's, watching women get dressed. So he messed around and actually raped one. And here he was the guy that was running Freedom Prep School.
Wow, right there on Hatton Avenue, right?
No, right there inside the virtual hospital on Mount Ephraim.
Inside the virtual?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Then the next guy, he stole the glasses out the Cherry Hill Mall. Well, I ran into him. Angel Fuentes had asked me to get on a board where they're bullying and intimidation and all this crap. They just like playing games with me. So I said, I don't have no problem doing that. And I never got on any of the Zoom calls. I finally get on one, and they asked me, so I apologize to everybody. I'm late, I just left getting hit in the head with water bottles by these disgusting children go to that Freedom Prep School. And everybody on the Zoom was like, I'm like, well, what did I say wrong? Well, the guy that just did this whole 15-minute thing of him and on Fox 29 News, and he the chancellor. He was right there. Well, your students are out of whack, and you're here giving a whole, on yourself and what you can do. And after you stole the glass out the Cherry Hill Mall and got caught. My problem with them charter schools is they don't be loving on our kids. Most of them can do 5 physical holds on your children. They have broken kids' arms when they first came here. I showed what they looked like when I ran 2 bonds of school that time. I'm not with that. And the bond that we had with our community and our teachers being community oriented. You know, when I grew up, my band teacher lived down the street. My softball teacher was up the street here. My mother worked at the school. You know, it was more community oriented. Now we don't know where these people come from. And that's in all the schools.
So you're saying they need to get back to hiring people within inside the city?
Yes. Yes. And I'm telling you, in the public school district, we got some new programs. We got Family University. We also have a program wherein if your child is far back in school, so say he's in the 9th grade, but really he's doing, 7th grade work.
Yeah.
You can catch up those 2 years in 1 year. See, we have a lot of programs in the public school district that can address what's going on in the community. Mm-hmm. These people here ain't got a clue. They're from Philly, most of them. They from New York. Mm-hmm. They don't live here. You know, they come straight off of 76, just like you see them do at Campbell's place and Holtec and all these companies that they brought here that's polluting the air.
And they're not hiring more people from inside the city to give them jobs.
If it ain't a security job or cleaning, they don't got nothing for you. And they knew that these folks didn't have no jobs for the Camden community before they even brought them here. Mm-hmm. You know? So it's too late now, but what they can do is take back their money. Because it was our chapter of the NAACP, the Camden County NAACP, and we were investigating all these things. We started the EDA hearing, 6 of us down on the waterfront raising our fists.
When?
The EDA hearings was about the money.
I was saying when. When did you got?
This was what? 6-7 years ago.
Okay.
Because our chapter has been suspended and they took our charter. Richard Smith, the state chair who hangs around with George Norcross.
How long have y'all been suspended for?
4 years, about 4 years and 3 months.
So you opened up 7 years ago, so you guys are really just only open for about 3 years?
No, Mr. Kelly Francis had the chapter for a year, but it never was anybody in it. Mm-hmm. So myself along with another lady, we got out there and started advocating, and we built that chapter too, and we have 429 members. Mm-hmm. It was like either the second or the third chapter in the state. So this guy simultaneously suspends chapters that don't like him, that has large numbers, so he could get back in as the state chair.
How is he able to suspend the chapter?
Oh, he alleges all kind of stuff. Well, he got a tape that was delivered to him about us talking about going after him.
So somebody basically ran a wire inside the NAACP and then giving him information?
Norcross was trying to take our chapter for many years after we built it. Yeah, because we were doing too much. Kevin Barfield, who's now over Camden for Clean Air, Darnell Hardwick, was former presidents when we young people stepped in and said we had enough, and we broke it down like the NAACP. We had it going on,
yeah.
But we had it going on too much because we started going after the colonizers. So, they had to shut us down. So, they always use one of us. There's always somebody willing to take a couple coins to do the work. And that's what happened to our chapter at the NAACP. But we're in the process of getting it back now.
Okay.
We're in the process of having those talks. So
are you leading those talks?
Are you kidding me? They don't want me to be a member. Wait till I tell you who they want. So they have to put our chapter back together again. And it's supposed to be a community person that's NAACP, but Congressman Norcross has been assigned to put us back together again. This is going to be really somebody who don't know the bylaws, because the NAACP I'm passionate about. You have to know the bylaws. And this organization runs like no other. Mm-hmm. But it hasn't been working for black folks in the last 15, 20 years. People are losing faith in the organization.
What would it be to get to get him from being a person to bring back the NAACP? And I'm trying to figure out what is his position and how is he able to do that, Norcross?
Well, because the state chair is best friends with them. The man don't even live in Camden. He lives in Florida.
So what would it take to get it back to us and our people?
Well, what they're going to try to do is hope that we come in there, with the type of attitude like...
people pleasing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we have to come in there and actually teach the man what he's supposed to already know. Mm-hmm. And function and... things is going to happen. Things are going to work out for for the city of Camden County NAACP, which has a long history. We're the one who came up with the Mount Laurel Act about housing, because everybody sent their poor people to Camden, all the other towns, and under the Mount Laurel Act, they have to have so much, I believe 10% housing for people in their community. So now, that's why all those colonizers shouldn't be in Camden. They should be in whatever town they came from. They should have services rendered to them and not be in Camden. So the NAACP is definitely a leg that you can use to stand on, But we've been doing the work, even though our chapter was suspended. We've been out here doing the work.
Okay.
Kevin's working with, like I said, Camden for Clean Air, and he's doing a fantastic job putting the black eye on all these companies that's coming here and dumping waste and chemicals and things of that nature. And they're saying Camden's coming back, but we know that we have a high asthmatic rate. And I think all this stuff is being done by design, because at the time the asthma rate was going down, Medicaid switched up the pumps. To something that don't work. You got people dying because the pumps don't work. So everything is being done by design. It always has been. It's like a puzzle. You just got to put the pieces together. And it always leads back to the same individuals. That would be Dana Red.
Wow.
She's the gatekeeper.
Wow.
Yeah, she's the gatekeeper.
Gatekeeper, yeah. So we're coming up on a close. What's next for you? I know you talked about the NAACP. What else besides that?
Education. Welcoming the new superintendent, whoever he or she might be, being able to have community input in our schools, decide what we need. See, for the CPAC and DPAC, there are organizations within the district where the Title I money comes in, and the parents actually pick programs that they feel as though is best for their school. But it's hard getting parents today.
Yeah.
I'm going to be out here asking parents to sign up, because you have to learn. You have to go through training, and it gives you a purpose. In life, you should have a purpose, and your children should be your purpose. Your children should come first and foremost.
Yes. No, that's real. You also talked about starting a podcast?
Yeah, well, my daughter got me this pink bus, right?
Okay.
One of those little mini buses.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to do a podcast called Politics or Politics. You be the judge.
Oh, that's dope. I like that.
I want to do a mobile podcast where I go into a park, put my big speakers up there, a microphone, and have input from the community. Live while I'm there.
That's engagement. That's dope.
Yeah, and I collect Pac-Man machines, so I'm gonna put my Pac-Man machines in there.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to incorporate that into whatever I'm trying to do out here. But this pink bus is the bomb, though.
Do you have a date when you're gonna be starting?
No.
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 You gotta put a date on it, so that way you can work towards it.
By this summer.
By the summer?
Yeah.
That's good. I think that gives you enough time, because you definitely should do it. You got a lot to say, and a lot of information. So I think it's gonna be great for you. All right.
I love my city, and I rep my city, Centerville. Miss Vida Neil from Centerville. They know where I'm from. I came up in the trenches, but back then, we were all like a big family. And you come to fight somebody in Centerville, you better bring half your family with you, because everybody was coming outside.
I heard.
And we've gotten away from that as black folks, kin folks, and skin folks. We gotta start loving on each other, helping one another, and we will prosper. Because I want everybody to know, y'all, we the Indians. We not Afro-Americans. We not Black Americans. We are the Indians. And these so-called American Indians, Trump been putting them off the reservation, exporting them. Them people came from Siberia and parts of China. They used them as slave catchers. And we didn't come here from no boat from Africa, all of us. I already knew that, because my great-grandmother was an Indian, Lenape. My
great-great-grandmother was too.
Okay. Her name was Reverend Daisy Winbush Freeman. And she was a part of Richard Allen's journey to put AME churches in South Jersey. Okay. So, when you come from that kind of stock and you share the room with your grandma, the things that she taught you is going to come into play sometime in your life. The older but wiser. But yeah, I'm just here to do for the kids, and I'm trying to get some funding because I know everybody's worried about Christmas, but I'm worried about putting people up in hotel rooms when they get them Section 8 letters. Yeah, because our public school, if your kid is public school, they become responsible in a certain way. Those over there, they gonna FAFO and find out, being in them charter schools, when that Section 8 voucher ain't no good. Don't knock on Miss Vita's door. Don't hit me up on my page, because I'm going to tell you, if your kid is not in public school, I can't help you.
Yeah.
Your resources come in through the public schools.
Mm-hmm. How can they find you when they need to get resources or information?
Well, most people can always find me at a school board meeting, a city council meeting, or they know where to find me, or on the sidewalk with my scooter.
Shout out your Facebook.
Yes, my Facebook is Vida Neil on Facebook. Y'all can follow me. If you're special, I'll kick somebody off and put you on somebody on the inactive list.
Listen, we really appreciate you.
Yes.
You gave us a lot of information. People are definitely going to be entertained.
Oh yeah. That's my other thing. I'm a comedian. People just don't know it.
Most definitely.
Only my friends.
Most definitely. Well, that's a wrap. It's your boy Del with OPP. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, and IG at Opposing Perspectives Podcast. And we're out. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me, guys.
Oh, no. I appreciate it.
I love it.